Hi, my name is Jean Bollinger, and welcome to AP Lang. Tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, about the class, so that you get a better idea of who your kids are hanging out with every day and what we are doing in class. So let me just share my screen with you. We'll throw that into presentation. So welcome to my classroom. So this is part of the slideshow that I show kids on the first day of school. I grew up in Rochester. I went to Long Meadow Elementary, West Middle School, and then I graduated from Rochester High School in 2003. After that, I attended Michigan State, but I graduated from OU in 2008 with an English major and a French minor with my secondary teaching certificate. My first job was also at Rochester High School. I taught there for 7 years before moving on over here to Adams for the past, this will be my 7th year here. So equal amounts of time at both places, which is wild to me. I have a master's in educational leadership, and this year I am AP all day. I have 3 sections of AP Lang and 2 sections of AP Capstone, the first class in our research or AP seminar, our first class in our AP Capstone program. A little bit about my family, my husband, Nick, and my daughter, Nora. We live in downtown Rochester. We just renovated our house and we got to move back in, 2 days before the school year started. So that was wonderful. Nora will be 3 in December. So she has all kinds of opinions and so much fun. We had a great summer, a little bit more of that. I have one sister who lives in Nevada, so I was finally able to see her as well, which was wonderful. I don't get to see her enough. So that's a little bit about me. So as far as the basics with, this class are concerned, email is the best way to get a hold of me. I use both the @Rochester and the @RCS emails. They go to the same place. I do tell the kids to remember to just put 1 L in my last name, because if you put 2, then it won't ever get to me and you'll be wondering why I don't respond. I tell the kids that these are college level courses, but they are not in college yet. We have high expectations, but we learn as a community. It's really important to me that they get to collaborate with one another and lean on each other. We use Google Classroom and Remind for assignments, reminders, discussions. There's some other online stuff that we'll use here and there, but those are the primary ways that I communicate with them and that we turn in assignments. We will have some more, hands-on stuff this year. It's more tangible pieces of paper that they give me. But I think the majority of it will still probably be in Google Classroom. I also do accept late work. If there's a penalty and there is a cutoff, it's typically about 1 week after the assignment was due. There's a point loss depending on the assignment itself. Anything beyond a week, I usually just ask the kids to talk to me and we'll make a plan. It's important to me that students understand and learn the material. Sometimes that doesn't happen when we want it to. Sometimes life gets in the way. While I don't want, someone to be turning in chronic late work, I do understand that there are always exceptions to the rule, and I think we're all doing our best. So I try to be understanding, and we have conversations about, late stuff, but I do accept it for a grade. Slide about academic integrity. We also talk about this at the beginning of the year. The importance of doing your own work. It's part of why I have a late work policy, because you shouldn't have to just copy something in order to get it turned in on time. Plagiarizing any copied work or any work receives an assignment, or a grade of 0, and there's not a chance to redo that assignment. We do turn it in.com for larger pieces with essays and things like that, both as a tool and as a plagiarism checker. So AP Lang in the fall, we have 2 major units that we're going to cover: rhetorical analysis and argumentation, which are the same coin, just different sides. Rhetoric is about analyzing arguments. So we look at rhetorical devices. We do a lot of close reading, digging apart a text and seeing what it's using to persuade. And the assessment for that unit is a rhetorical analysis essay at the end. There's some quizzes along the way, but the big assessment is an essay. And then argumentation. So instead of analyzing other people's arguments, we build our own. So we talk about structure and purpose, lines of reasoning, logic and fallacies, and we will read Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, with that assessment being an argumentative speech. So we have a more written assessment in the first unit and then one that has a verbal component to it. They deliver a speech in class. Ongoing though, I like to wrap that up with a lot of like test prep stuff and practice. We do a lot of notebooks, the Genius Notebook, Grammar and Style Notebook, Argument Notebook, they're all online. So they don't need a physical notebook for class. And they're just places to practice skills. The Genius is for rhetorical analysis and the other two are self-explanatory. We do a lot of AP test prep weekly, multiple choice and FRQ, so the essay responses. We'll practice that all year long so that when the spring comes, the kids sit down to the test and they know exactly what to expect. We also use Socratic Seminar quite a bit to hold discussions so that the kids are in the driver's seat and in control of where that discussion goes rather than me. So that's an overview of what we're going to do this fall. A note about AP test registration dates. The registration window opens September 14th and closes the 25th. For AP Lang, it is $100 for the exam. We do offer free and reduced pricing for $15 if you have up-to-date paperwork on file with Chartwells. Students have to join AP Classroom, which is different than Google Classroom for each class in order to register. We did this in class the other day, and I will be checking my roster to make sure I've got everybody signed up. Even if they eventually decide not to take the test, we use AP Classroom for some review assignments, and we just want everybody in so that we know whether or not they're taking the test in the spring. Quick note on student responsibilities. I ask kids every day to read critically, write consciously, speak clearly, and take intellectual risks. We talk about the fact that, you know, their strengths may be in reading or writing, and maybe speaking is something they need to work on. And as long as we see growth over the course of the year, that's all I can ask for. I really try to create an environment where kids can take those intellectual risks and feel safe doing so. There's lots of conversation. There's, you know, I mean, we make mistakes all the time, and we acknowledge those mistakes, but we also acknowledge that we really learn from them. So I hope that by creating that space for kids, they're able to practice those responsibilities each day. And then finally, I have a quote from one of my favorite poets and also teachers, Nikki Giovanni, which is, "I really don't think life is about the I could have beens. Life is only about the I tried to do. I don't mind the failure, but I can't imagine that I'd forgive myself if I didn't try." And this is, I mean, not only a good life philosophy, but also about teaching. I expect kids to, you know, meet me part of the way. Sometimes that's halfway, sometimes it's 80%, sometimes it's 2%. But as long as you're putting forth the effort, I'm going to, you know, lead you along the rest of the way. It's my job to find where you're at and get you where you need to go. So as long as you're trying, as long as you're putting forth the effort, I think that ultimately we'll be successful. So thanks so much. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And I love teaching your kids. AP Lang is one of my favorite classes to teach. And so far it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the school year. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day.